life. Breastfeeding? Distressing. I'm scared he's not getting enough milk at every feeding, despite my engorged boobs and chafed nipples. Cody's insistent cries before and after every meal seems proof enough that I'm inadequate, a failure. Does he cry because he's starved? Or is he too full? Sometimes he throws up after his meal, but I have no idea why. My only solution is to give him more, always more, until I'm sucked dry and bleeding, my baby still begging for something I can't give. Kyle suggested formula, so I could measure the bottle, give me peace of mind. But I'm assaulted with breast is best everywhere I look. So I resist this compromise. Everywhere I turn, danger lurks, and no matter what path I try, I'm scared I'm doing it all wrong. Kyle is back at work. The 4 weeks of parental leave his company offered flew by in a haze of dirty diapers and sleepless nights. Even though he wasn't commuting to the office each day, he was still preoccupied by dozens of emails and small fires it seemed only he could put out. His body was home with Cody and me, but his mind was often elsewhere. While I spend every second nervous about the minutiae of life at home with a newborn, Kyle was anxious about all he was missing at work. He could barely hide his eagerness to button up his suit and get back to the office last week, kissing Cody and me goodbye at the door before skipping down the walkway to his car. I don't blame him. His plush office offered something he might never find at home again. Peace and quiet. Although he was helpful in his own ways, I was glad to see him go. It was a relief not to worry about him hovering over my shoulder all day, asking what he could do to help. I do miss showering more regularly. That task was much easier while I had a second set of hands available at midday. For 2 weeks, it's been just Cody and me, for 10 hours straight. Our morning routine remains the same. He wakes us at dawn with a blood-curdling scream that somehow has yet to wake Kyle. Maybe I should be angry at him, but I envy his ability to ignore these desperate pleas. One of us needs to rest, and either way, I know it won't be me. So, I spend a moment or two debating whether I should try to soothe Cody back to sleep. Generally, this is a waste of time and hardly worth the extraordinary effort for such little return. The 20-odd minutes of restless slumber don't serve either of us if I can even convince him to lie quietly for that long. 9 times out of 10, his gray eyes pop open and stare up at me, waiting for my next move, daring me to ignore him. If I don't rush to pick him up, his perfectly round cheeks puff out, his little brow furrowing before he digs deep, a shrill yell erupting from his tiny chest. This cry only gains in volume and anger the longer I leave him untouched. From there, his face turns first pink and then beet red, and my adorable little angel turns into a demon in the space of a breath. If I allow it to get to this point, there's no option left besides cradling him to my shoulder, where it will take at least 30 minutes of rocking and shushing before I convince him I haven't abandoned him forever. Sometimes I try to vary this routine, but to no avail. I've swaddled him with a blanket, with his arms in, his arms out, no swaddle at all. I've tried flat on his back, propped with a towel, perched on his dock-a-tot. The only thing that works is holding him. And if I wait too long, the crying only quiets but doesn't stop completely. Too bad I can't stuff him back inside me like a kangaroo. I slept well while pregnant, comparatively speaking. From 4 until 7, we snuggle on the couch, or propped up in bed. He whimpers sporadically, and I shove a boob in his mouth to placate him, but this only works half the time. He thrashes left and right, smashing his pert nose against my chest and refusing to latch unless I hold his face over my nipple and force him to find purchase. At the hospital, the lactation specialist worried he might have a mild tongue tie, but never followed up after his initial evaluation. Another thing I should call the pediatrician about, even though the nurse constantly tells me not to worry.